Great State of Ohio, this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning, welcome to Lawrence County Municipal Court. Anyone out in the hall that's got a review hearing needs to come in now. We're going to call the review hearings, and if you miss your hearing, you're going to go to the end of the docket, and it's a big docket, so you're going to be here for a while. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right. We're going to go over your file with you. Bailiff will call the reviews.
David Abrams, Jamie Pius, James Childers, Cody Dement, Tracy Parker, Daniel Bryson.
Okay, if your name was called, come up when your name's called. Your name, sir?
Daniel Bryson.
Daniel Bryson is 21, 2208, and 193468.
Your Honor, I made Mr. Bryson was ordered on 9/16 to have some community service done before the next hearing. He has not been here. He did come and speak to me, and I believe we have a plan in place.
Okay, why'd you not do it before today?
Transportation issue. With my license being suspended, I'm finding it more increasingly hard to get even to work.
Where do you live?
Ashland.
What's the plan?
He's going to do it in Ashland this week.
Okay.
There's a couple different places that I've heard. I've asked around. I've inquired.
I'll set your next hearing then for November the 8th with the expectation we're asking proof of community service.
Absolutely, sir.
9 o'clock, November the 8th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, David Abrams, 2021-97. David Abrams is not here and still has things left to do, so there'll be a warrant issued. Jamie Bias, 2151, 2046. Jamie Bias is here. Okay. Has anything been done on your case?
No, I can pay on my fines today, but I haven't done any community service. I've been in Pomeroy, Ohio for a few weeks now, but
And how much are you going to pay on your phone?
it would be something small, maybe 20 probably.
Okay, you've got 60 hours of community service to do.
Yep. He said be here Monday through Saturday, between 7:30 and 8, correct?
Yes.
That's what he told me today? Okay.
November 18th is your next hearing. I'll put you down for $20 to be paid to the clerk, so go there and make your payment before you leave.
November 18th at 10, correct? Or
9.
9, okay.
November 18th at 9.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. James Childers, 23483. He hasn't done anything on his case, and he hasn't appeared today, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Cody Dement, 23006. He's done everything but the dip score. I don't have proof of that, so there'll be a warrant issued because of that and for failure to appear. This is Casey Barker is here, 21614. 11/8/49, 12/29/15, and he's at RRS. Okay. You still looking for a job?
Yeah.
Is he the one that I gave them the contact? Did you?
That never turned out to be anything. Like, I called him, he put me in touch with somebody else, and I played phone tag with him for like 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, why don't you go there? You know where it is?
Blue building right there before South Point?
Right on the river before you get to the railroad bridge, going towards South Point.
All right.
I know they're all, here's the thing, I mean, they pay pretty good money, but it's hard work.
Right. I'm not
In the
saying
winter,
all
you're gonna
work.
be outside in the cold, and in the summer, you're gonna be working on barges when it's hot. But you're gonna have health insurance, and you're gonna make $25 an hour. You can live on that, but you're gonna have to work,
I put it in.
and they're gonna test you. They don't put up with any crap.
Right.
So, Mr. Major, you got anything to add?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, do you, got anything you can pay on your fines today?
I might be able to get $20 today.
Okay?
Not sure though.
Well, get it in here before 4 o'clock,
Alrighty.
or get out here and do extra community service.
All right. I've only got 2 days I can put in to take off anymore.
I'll let you do it all, whatever you got left, except for restitution. You gotta pay that, because
Right.
you have somebody for damages you caused, you doing community service doesn't help them pay
Right.
their bill that you caused them to have.
That's what most of that is, restitution.
Okay. All right, November the 18th is your next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce them before, okay. We have a representative from Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, and they're doing a research project, so I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you what they're about, and then you can decide if you want to participate.
Hi, my name is Maddie. Thank you so much for your attention for a few minutes. I'm from Nationwide Children's Hospital. We're doing a study across the state of Ohio, looking at a strategy to reduce and hopefully prevent fatal overdoses. So we're looking for people to participate in our study with the use of illicit units in the past 12 months. A few things to note, it's voluntary, so completely up to you if you'd like to join. It's paid, today you receive $25 for about 20 minutes of your time. And going forward, we fill out surveys through text or email. And it is confidential, so what you share with us stays with us. It is solely for data collection. And when you guys share your experiences, it helps us to just find answers and solutions. So thank you so much.
And you'll be over on down the hall on the west side of the building?
Yes,
Okay.
down the hall. If you go out the store to the left, I'll be down that hall. Thank you so much.
All right, so when you finish up in here, if you want to go down that hall and talk to them, you don't have to participate. If you do participate, I don't know about it. If you don't participate, I don't know about it. They're not going to tell me. Your information just goes into a big pot, and it's going to be for the whole state to try to come up with strategies to help decrease overdoses. So you get paid for participating, and that's, I don't know about that either. That's directly between you and the research project. I won't know one way or the other, whether you've been involved or not. Okay, call the next reviews.
Casey Lampkin, Leah Maynard, Kristen McAllister, Zachary Dement, Holly Elkins, Amanda Hyde.
Hi, I'm Ken. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyan Lampkin. Kyan Lampkin's been called for, has not appeared, hasn't done anything on their case, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Leah Maynard, 23671, Leah Maynard. Okay, she's done everything but the driver intervention program, so she hasn't appeared, so it'll be a warrant for failure to appear. Kristen McAllister, 24203. She's at 7 Hope. Okay, says you're compliant, doing what you're supposed to do. And it sounds like you're making progress, so
Yes.
good job.
Thank you.
We'll wait, you've had some funds in community service. Will she have any free time to do community service?
I don't think you're employed. She should, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Start working on that, getting it done. Is there a time when you can be out here to do that?
Can we do it at the food bank? Is that allowed?
I'll approve that.
You will? Thank you, yeah.
Okay, get those hours turned in. November 18th is your next hearing, 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You're doing good. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Zachary DeMint. Zachary DeMint is 23101, 222057, and 22553. It's been called for, hasn't appeared.
Your Honor, the last time he was here, he was ordered to do 2 days of community service a week, and he has not been here at all.
Okay. Thank you for that report. There'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear and for being non-compliant. Holly Elkins. 24387. 23342. 04179. Okay, it looks like you did do some community service at your last hearing, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any payment you can make on your fine today?
I'll pay 20 Tuesday.
Okay. That paid, and November 18th is your next hearing, 9 o'clock. Amanda Hyden, 15310, 15374, 132791. You're making payments on your fines. Do you have a payment?
I paid early this morning online.
Okay, that won't show up yet.
Okay. I have a receipt if you want to see it.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Okay.
I'll be able to see it next month. I'll
Okay.
make a note. If you didn't pay it, then it'll show up.
Okay.
Okay, November 18th is your next hearing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, 9 o'clock.
Brittany Mitchell, Robert Skaggs, Brittany Colbert, William Wilburn, Jacob Williams, Alex Mooney.
Brett Mitchell, 15891, Brett Mitchell. He should actually be on the sentencing docket. He hasn't wound up. So I'm going to, he was ordered to be here this morning at 9, so I'm going to notify Mr. Sowers. I'll send him a text. bond forfeiture hearing. November 18th. So there should be a warrant issued today for his failure to appear. Robert Skaggs, 24-212. Robert Skaggs has not appeared and hasn't done anything on his case, so it'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Ellis Smith, 24-52. Same. Hasn't done anything, hasn't appeared, bench warrant. Brittany Tolbert, 23-767. Has done some things on her case, but hasn't appeared today, wasn't finished, so it'll be a bench warrant. William Wilburn, 23-272. Has done everything but the driver intervention program, so there will be a warrant for not appearing today. Jacob Williams is here, 22-806 and 807. He has finished at RRS.
Yes, Your Honor, he completed on Friday.
And you did your community service and paid off your court costs, so you're finished. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You've done well.
Thank you.
Good luck to you in the future. Hope things go well.
Thank you. I
Feel free
appreciate
to
it.
come by and visit, but you're not required to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, court is always public. Anybody can attend and watch anytime they want. Or actually, we have a YouTube channel. You don't have to leave your bedroom. You can watch it on your laptop. It's a public forum, so you get to watch it anytime you want. You can come in person and watch. Alex Mooney, 24-585 and 22-448. He hasn't appeared and he hasn't finished what he was ordered to do, so he gets a warrant for not being here.
Your Honor, if I may, Leah Mander just contacted me. She has a review hearing today. She's actually at the DIP school.
Oh, okay.
I told her to be here Monday, bring a certificate.
All right, very good. Thank you. Okay, that finishes the reviews, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next are what's called arraignment hearings. And arraignment is the name that lawyers call the first hearing on, excuse me, on a criminal case. So if you're here for an arraignment, I'm going to call your name. If you missed a hearing previously, you should be called with the arraignments. If you missed a hearing, okay, have a seat, man.
I've seen it, man. I've seen it.
I'm giving them instructions.
Sorry, that was my fault, Your Honor. It's a pre-trial.
If you were in Scioto County in the old days, you'd be going back to the holding cell. Judge
Me
Burton
too.
and Judge Litton, they didn't put up with any crap from the lawyers. So,
I apologize, Your Honor.
thank you. So you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you choose to make statements, what you say is all on the record. It can be used against you. So probably the less said, the better. This is not a trial today. I'm not going to throw your case out, so don't get up and start telling me a whole bunch of facts. It's not going to help you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Those are the rights all defendants have. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're giving up at least some of those rights, so you shouldn't do that. If you don't understand what's happening or if you're confused about what's happening, don't. Because people tell me all the time, I'm entering a guilty plea because I want to get it over with. That's not a good reason to enter a guilty or a no contest plea. If you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want a trial, or if you don't know what to do, you should enter a not guilty plea. Call the first case. Now, do you want your lady to go out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can go out now, ma'am.
I apologize for interrupting you.
No problem.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy Blackshire. Case number TRC 24-2138, A and B.
All right, this is Mr. McCown's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish me to read the charges?
No, Your Honor, we'd waive. Enter a not guilty plea, excuse me.
Not guilty is entered.
If we could have a pretrial in 2 weeks, I believe that's November 1st.
Okay. November 1st will be the pretrial, 10 a.m. I don't think a bond was filed, so I'll let him sign a signature bond, $1,500 signature bond. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
November 1st, 10 o'clock, so next year.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Deshaun Cooper, case number TRC 24-2141, A and B.
And you're Deshaun Cooper? Yeah. Mr. Cooper, it's alleged that on October 13th at 12:01 a.m. in Perry Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol. And the state's alleging this is the first that you've never been convicted in any way. This would be considered a first offense because the penalties go up the more of these you have. So on a first offense, the most that can happen if you're found guilty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most the court can impose as a penalty. There is a minimum. Most charges don't have a minimum. This is one of the rare ones that has a minimum. So the legislature doesn't trust me to sentence you unless I give you at least 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. That's the minimum I'm allowed to give you if you're found guilty. You understand the possible penalties? It's that range between those, the minimum and the maximum is where it has to be. The state's also alleging that you took a breath test, and I'm going to drop some of the decimal points to make this easier to understand. So the state's alleging you tested 13, almost 14. So what's that mean? Under Ohio law, and just about all the states have the same standard, if you test 8 or higher on a breath test, and, this is a big and it's important, the state has to show that they did the test according to the rules provided for administering the test. If you test above 8, there's a presumption that you're impaired that they can get if they show compliance with the rules for giving the test. And they're saying you tested almost 14, so obviously that's higher than 8. You understand that? You're also charged with driving outside your lane. That's a minor misdemeanor. The maximum penalty for that's a $150 fine. So those are the 2 charges. Do you understand them?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
What plea do you wish to enter?
Not guilty.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer? Do you have a job?
Yeah, I work at Petland.
Work where?
Petland in Russell.
Petland, okay. Are you paid by the hour?
Yeah, 15.
How many hours a week?
About 30.
Okay, so it's part-time, it's not a full-time job. You're eligible for court-appointed counsel then. I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. He's here, so he'll come in the courtroom.
Okay.
We'll introduce you to him. All right, this is Mr. Stratton. This is Deshaun Cooper, first offense ODI with a test score of 13A.
Okay.
He can sign a signature bond, of $1,500. Not guilty plea is entered. And I'm looking at dates probably, well, I would say the 8th of November and after, anytime.
Not that first week of November, Your Honor. I'm going to trial that week.
How about, are you here Tuesday the 12th? Veterans Day is on the 11th.
Yeah, I will be here the 12th.
All right, let's set it for then. That's Tuesday, November 12th, will be the next hearing. Be a pretrial at 10 a.m.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Dawson, case number TRC 242138, A, B, C, D, and E.
Sir, are you Christopher Dawson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dawson, the state's filed charges against you. Case number TRC 242138A through E. Alleging on October 13 at 1:04 a.m. in Perry Township that you were operating a vehicle with blood alcohol content of 0.89. So it's a lot lower than the previous gentleman, but it's still over 8. And that this would be your first offense. So on a first offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. The minimum is 3 days of treatment, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. You're also charged with speeding, driving 71 in a 55 zone. That's a non-jailable offense, maximum penalty is $150 fine. You're charged with running a red light. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. You're charged with not using a turn signal when it was required. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. You're charged with driving left of center. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty $150 fine. So you've got, what, 4 minor misdemeanor traffics and then the OBI. That's obviously the most serious charge. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work at a Signorama shop in South Point.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much per hour?
15.
15?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you working full-time?
Yes, Your Honor.
40 hours a week?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have anyone dependent on you for support?
No, Your Honor.
You don't have any children?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you actually make too much money as a single person to get a court-appointed attorney, so you'll have to hire your own lawyer. How much time do you need to do that? I'm not setting any cases till you want as much time as possible. It's your right to come in earlier if you want, but I can give you up to a month for your next hearing.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll look at then November 18th will be your next hearing, 1 month out. And that's going to be what's called a pretrial. So you'll need to be here at 10 o'clock on November the 18th for your pretrial. Unless you're a lawyer, if you hire a lawyer and they say, well, I can't be there the 18th, so I made arrangements for us to do it the 22nd. You come when they tell you to come to court because they can have the date changed. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. Indicates you will hire. And you can sign a signature bond of $1,500. And what that means is you're just signing a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court when I'm ordered to, and if I don't, I'll have to pay a $1,500 penalty. And you get a warrant issued for your arrest when you don't show up too. So just come to court, you won't have to post any money. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Now, there's a license suspension that went into effect when you tested over. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. November 18th is your next hearing, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus David L. Fetty, case number CRP 24605. David L. Fetty.
David Fetty has been called, has not appeared in the courtroom. to pass it, it's insufficient service. The service says it was left at his residence. It says it left, actually it's his sister's residence, and that he now lives in Huntington, so that's insufficient service. Process will be passed for service.
Your Honor, we're ready to go to the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we've got some hearings at the jail we're going to do by teleconference.
State of Ohio versus Amber Billups, case number CRA 24496 A and B.
All right. We're going to pass on Amber Billups. Her lawyer's not here anyway, so pass that call later.
State of Ohio versus Nathaniel Bullen, case number CRB 24670, CRB 24669. Nathaniel Bullen.
And he's got a new charge. We'll come back to Amber Billups. Her lawyer's not here yet. So. All right, on Nathaniel Bullen, and the camera needs to be pulled down a little bit. I can see the top of your head. Can you hear me, Mr. Bullen?
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right, and you know, because I talked to you yesterday about teleconference, I arranged you on a case, 24669. Now you've got a new charge, 24670. That is a theft offense. It alleges that on October the 15th, of this year, in Fayette Township, you tried to defraud Walmart property without their consent. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the charge against you?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
Guilty.
Okay, I'll accept your guilty plea. And you told me yesterday that you're a veteran of the United States military, and I texted the VA yesterday, Amanda Rayburn, and she responded to my text and told me she is planning on coming to the jail to assess you on Monday.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to delay your sentencing until Monday on this case. You've got another case I sentenced you on yesterday, where I gave you 10 days in jail, suspended 2, and so I'm just going to delay sentencing on this. That'll keep you in the jail till Monday. I'll put it back on the docket for Monday. And I'll send you after you talk to the VA representative about what services they're going to recommend that they can provide for you. So his sentencing hearing is going to be the 28th. No, I'm sorry, the 21st, October 21st. $10. So I don't want to get it now. He can't get out anyway because he has a bail sentence. But no bond on this. He should not be released. He's going to be assessed by the VA Monday at some point. Then after that happens, we'll talk. Hopefully get you in a program that's going to help you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you on Monday.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Francis Kirk, case number CRB 24370, CRA 24544, A and B, and Vicki Price is on deck.
Okay, this is Francis Kirk.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Stratton's case. I need Mr. Stratton?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. She is back from ABH. Hope Source has indicated that they would be okay with taking her for inpatient, and she is okay with that too.
Okay. Yeah, and she had actually, for the record, written me a letter dated October the 8th where she asked to go to Hope Source. So,
Okay, all right.
I'll grant that request. So we'll just leave the pretrial, we'll leave the matters pending, and I'll order her released on an OR bond
Yes.
to go to Hope Source, and I take it the state has no objection to that.
We don't have any objection to that now. There is still a pending charge, so we'll have to resolve that at some time in the not too distant.
Yeah, and I believe this is a prelim, Your Honor. I believe they're
Okay,
felonies.
there is a felony and a pretrial.
Oh, okay.
So there's a misdemeanor and a felony. So we'll waive time constraints on these
Yeah,
things.
we'll waive all time requirements.
And have we confirmed with Hope Source that they're willing to take her, or?
No, but I will
You do
contact
that?
them. Yep, I'll do that right now. So,
Okay. I'll do an order that she can be released into their custody for treatment, and if there's a problem with that, if you let me know, then we'll have to come back and modify or go to a different provider.
okay. I think Hope Source is fine with it. That's what I've heard. So I will tell them that she's ready for pickup, and if they say something different, I'll let you know.
Okay, so let's set a date to come back to monitor how she's doing.
Yes.
I'm thinking 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
So how about no, you said you were out. Are you out the 8th of November?
Yeah, it's that week.
November 1st then? The
Yeah,
week
that
before?
would. Yeah.
November 1st is going to be the next pretrial and preliminary hearing for Ms. Kirk.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. The
Thank you,
plan is
sir.
somebody's going to pick you up from Hope Source. If there's a problem, then we'll communicate that to you, but that should happen hopefully today.
Yeah, I'll go call them right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Vicky Price, case number CRB 24493, CRB 24451, CRB 24470. And Matthew Unger is on deck.
Your Honor, it appears Ms. Price is still in the Lawrence County Jail, awaiting transport to ABH. Really nothing we can do right now other than continue to monitor the case.
Okay, I believe, I've been seeing some of the information between the park and the ADH. They have everything, but there's a waiting list.
Right.
To get in, and then certain cases on emergency basis take priority. So, as I understand, she's just waiting for a bed to open.
That's my understanding as well.
So, I think what we should do is maybe come back in 2 or 3 weeks and see what.
To that end, Your Honor, 2 weeks is the 1st, I'm available and on the docket. 3 weeks is the 8th, I'm available and on the docket.
Okay.
And then there are other dates around those, obviously, but just looking at the dates that you said 2 to 3 weeks.
So let's do the 8th.
Thank you.
All right, next hearing is November 8th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Unger, case number CRB 21904, and Cameron Waters is on deck.
So are you Matthew Unger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is, you have a probation violation pending. So this is for leaving Southern Hope against medical advice and without permission of the court. How do you plead to that? Do you have an explanation as to why you left?
Yeah, I'm more faith-based, please do what you want.
I didn't understand what you said.
I'm more faith-based.
Your Honor, like he was here last week and Taylor said she was taking BP before she went to bed.
Okay.
I do have a big reserve for him.
Okay, well, Bethesda, which is a faith-based program, says they're willing to take you. Are you willing to go?
Yes, sir, I'll look for it.
Okay, and they have a bed for you today?
Yes.
Okay, I'll find that you were in violation of your probation, but I'll sentence you to time served and order you be released to Bethesda for substance use treatment.
Thank you.
So you will be picked up today, they tell me. You're gonna go there today. It's a very good program, so take advantage of it. And then I want to see you on November the 15th for a review as to how he's doing at Bethesda.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So that'll be your pretrial and review on November 15th.
State of Ohio versus Cameron Waters, case number CRA 24661, CRA 24672, A and B, and Amber Billups will be on deck.
All right, Mr. Steyer is representing Mr. Waters on some other matters, and this is a new charge. So need Mr. Steyer in the courtroom.
Your Honor, it was my understanding, this matter sets today for preliminary hearing on a felony charge that was already pending. It's my understanding that some new charges related to the same incident have been filed today. With that in mind, have they actually been filed?
Yes.
Sorry, that's what's up?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to waive reading of those. I'm going to ask to set the entire matter for preliminary hearing on a later date. We will waive time constraints on the preliminary hearing up to this point to accomplish that. It's my understanding that he is on his way to ABH as well, but presumably is also on a wait list. So it's my anticipation as well that these cases may go to the grand jury before we even get back here for a preliminary hearing. But at this time, I'd like to set them out for a preliminary hearing.
Do you have a date when you'd like to do that?
I'm sorry, I was looking at next month. If the 25th is not too heavy, that would probably be the best date to set it for at the moment.
Next month or this month?
I meant of this month, Your Honor, I apologize.
It's our intention to present everything to the grand jury next week.
Well, will the 28th work? That's within the 10 days on the new charge, and would definitely clear the time for the grand jury in case the grand jury is Thursday, Friday of next week.
Okay.
So I would ask for the 28th.
And you waive a reading of the new charges?
Yes, we'll waive that. My understanding is they're all felonies, so there's no plea to be entered, but we would ask to have the preliminary hearing set for the 28th.
Okay, so you are appointed on the new charges as well. Set at your request, preliminary hearings for October 28th. There's already a bond set at $50,000 cash for surety. I'll keep that.
I would ask that that be extended to cover all cases.
There will be. And if Appalachian is agreeing to accept him, then I don't want any holder to hold him. He should be permitted to go. It's my understanding the state's agreeable with that also.
And Your Honor, my understanding from a discussion with Corporal Bowles, I don't remember if it was earlier this week or last week, is that our holder will not prevent ABH from taking him, but would cause ABH to bring him back to the jail when they've completed their treatment.
Okay.
So it's, unless someone posts the bond, the holder should not be a problem.
All right.
Any damages that you have, any losses, and we need to be able to
Anything else on this?
Not from the defense.
All right, next hearing will be October 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Both files.
Your Honor, we still have Mr. Phillips in the jail, but her attorney's still not here yet. State of Ohio versus Edward Ferris, here at the court, case number CRB 24537. Woodford here now?
Okay, this is Ms. Phillips. You need to stay where you are. Your attorney's here, so we'll call you next.
State of Ohio versus Amber Phillips. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm mixed up here.
Let's go ahead and do Mr. Ferris. You can come up. You were calling. This was on a review hearing today, correct? This is not your client. She's your client, Mr. Morphy. Just stay where you are, because we're going to hear you real soon. All right, Edward Ferris is here. We had a review hearing today. He's at the counseling center.
You doing all right?
And he's in an inpatient program. Following the rules, doing what he's supposed to do.
Yes, sir, he's been compliant thus far. No
Okay.
complaints.
Very good. Looks like you're on the right track. And he still has an ankle.
That's correct. Yes, Your Honor.
Keep it for a while. Don't mean to put you on the spot.
I mean, I don't really know a lot about his background. I just know.
Okay, well, let's keep it.
Okay.
I've removed it a few times and people scoot as soon as I take the ankle monitor off, so I don't want that to happen anymore. Eventually, I'm going to, here's the thing, Mr. Ferris, this is only going to work if it becomes your project. You know, right now, you can go because I want you to. And I can objectively say, looking at your case and your history, this is the best thing for you. You got to realize that, and you got to want it for you, your family, and your future, and what's going to happen to you down the road.
Yes, sir.
So once that happens, you won't need an ankle monitor because you're going to do it for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I'm not sure we're there yet, but eventually we got to get there. That's where we got to get.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let's come back in a month, and I may take it off. Hopefully, I'm going to put it down that I will take it off then if you're doing well. Okay, November the 18th. The next hearing. Yeah, it'll be reviewed. Okay, see you in a month. You're on the right track, doing what you need to. Keep it up.
State of Ohio versus Amber Phillips at the Lawrence County Jail.
Now, this is Mr. Warford's case.
She was.
Okay, this is actually an arraignment.
That's not what it looks like. I know. She's going to call the jail.
She left the counseling center without permission of the court. Have you had a chance to talk with her yet? Or?
I have not yet, Judge. I'd like to talk to her, and then I'd like to approach after I talk to her.
All right, Ms. Phillips, your case will be recalled after you talk to your lawyer. Okay, we're going to start pre-trials now, so I need the lawyers to come in the courtroom that want their cases called.
State of Ohio versus Ian Geringer, case number TRD 241314, A, B, and C.
Your Honor, right before I got into court, I guess he had called into the court, said he was sick, and that he asked it to be rescheduled. Yeah, so.
What's the state's position on that?
We were here previously, and apparently he was working on getting his Kentucky license reinstated, or getting whatever needed to be done to get his license reinstated. We're not opposed to a short continuance.
November 4th, or is it?
Yeah, 4th is fine.
You're here
Wait,
then?
wait,
That's the first Monday in November.
yes, not that week.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 12th,
Yes.
November 12th, at the defendant's request. For pre-trial.
State of Ohio versus Don A. Rice III, case number CRB 24639.
This is Mr. Stratton's case set for pre-trial, Don Rice.
Yes, Your Honor. This is our first pretrial in this matter. I just received a link to a video from the prosecutor. I was not able to open that this morning on my phone. So I think I just need to work with the prosecutor in figuring out what that video is, first of all. Second of all, being able to open it. So we'll just ask that to be set for another pretrial.
So you want to do that 12th day again, or?
Huh?
The 12th day?
Yeah, the 12th will work.
Continued to November 12th for a pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Hang out outside for a second. I'll be ready to talk to you. Okay. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Lexus Anderson, case number TRC 241605, A and B.
Mr. McCown's case set for pretrial.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Your Honor, we spoke about this case previously. It's my understanding that the prosecutor is wanting to have an assessment done, so we're going to have that if we can come back in 2 weeks.
Okay. That's the first?
Yes, Your Honor.
November 1st will be the next hearing.
We'd waive time.
10 o'clock.
Yep, waive time for the...
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Foley Burgess, case number TRC 241833, A and B.
And we approach very briefly, Your Honor.
Yes.
When we moved that last one.
That's the only state we've ever had. All right, defendant's requesting continuance to November the 8th, which will be granted for another pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Matthew F. Natney, case number CRB 24-541, A and B.
This is Mr. McCann's case set as pretrial.
Can we approach briefly, Your Honor?
Yes.
Get my shit done. If you think he has some sort of constitutional right to the officer has no right to cease and desist. Well, if you all stipulate what the facts are, I think what you're, it doesn't sound like there's any dispute about the facts. The dispute is whether that's within the officer's purview is to work on you can do there. You can sign some case law. Okay. I'm the judge.
How long do you need to do it? It's 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, 15, just a motion, except for a
The motion's great, so
to discuss.
I'll just put it down.
Okay.
All right, the defendant's going to do some research on some legal issues, and we're going to grant some time for that to happen. Come back on November the 15th for another pretrial to discuss those issues. So November 15th, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Robert W. Pauley, case number CRC 24-1931, A and B.
This is Mr. McCown's case as a pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have filed my notice of appearance today, demand for discovery on this. So we don't have anything yet. I was just retained yesterday on this. So if we could have 2 weeks, I think they've been extremely responsive on getting us the videos.
Okay, November the 8th will be the next hearing for a pretrial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Philip Hill, case number CRB 24-218.
I don't know, who was that?
Philip Hill.
This is Mr. Holt's case as a pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor, we've been here multiple times, Your Honor. This was to be a dismissal. There's been no further issues, and actually, Mr. Hill's soon-to-be ex-wife did not appear for her pretrial last time, and she has a warrant, I believe. But I believe it's the state's intention to dismiss this matter.
So,
Where's the defendant?
Last time we were here, it was indicated if...
He was here this morning.
Yes, he was.
And I told the clerk to tell him not to leave.
I'd already told him to leave, Your Honor. I had the court call, so I
He needs to come
apologize.
back in. He was told
I
by
was
the
just-
clerk to be here.
I was just acting
Can
on
you get him
what,
here today?
he's at work. I was acting on what we said last time in court.
Your Honor, the victim in this matter, alleged victim, is Julia Hill, and she's also a defendant in which Philip Hill is the victim. And there's a special prosecutor on that case, and I believe it's set for today also. So, kind of like to have both of those happen at the same time, if that's possible.
Okay, so, is that Mr. Ashworth?
I believe so.
What's the name?
Julia Hill.
CRB 24.
Who's the attorney on that?
She did, and she has a warrant, Your Honor. She didn't appear for our custody hearings
I don't
either.
have her on the docket today.
I do.
Oh, yes, I do, I'm sorry. It does say special prosecutor.
And my impression, we were here last time, Your Honor, to dismiss it, and the state requests that we set them on the same days, which I think is why we're here today. And there's been no alleged issues. That's, I don't want you to think it was intentional. That's what we were acting upon.
What's the state's position?
The intention, first and foremost, was to make sure that both of them occurred on the same day. It is our intention to dismiss the charge, but we also believe that it's important for the prosecutor on the other case to make a determination as to what he intends to do on her case. And this all takes place in the context of I think it's a divorce, or at least a custody case. It's been very contentious. And it's our intention that really the matters are more...
Mr. Morford, we need your input on this.
This should be in the domestic relations court at this time. That's our feeling.
You can stand up.
State of Ohio versus Julia Hill, case number CRB 24522.
You represent Julia Hill, Mr. Holt represents Philip Hill. These people are married. Apparently there's a divorce pending. There's cross filings on cases here in this court. Is Julia Hill going to be here today? Have you heard anything from her?
I've not heard anything, but I gave her the date and time to be here, Judge.
She didn't appear last time, Your Honor, and the warrant was issued. She's not appeared in any of the divorce, the last two divorce hearings. Mr. Gallardo was her attorney, he resigned. My client's been given full custody, and she's not seen the child in approximately a month. But Mr. Hill's brother is the actual victim in her case.
Okay, this was on the docket for pretrial today. I don't see that it was set for noon. I don't know, actually, I don't even see an appointment in here. There's not an entry appointing Mr. Ashworth.
He had been handled.
Judge, I think he has been handling it along with Amy Dement's case.
All right, Mr. Morford, then, would you call Mr. Ashworth and see what, we can come back into the courtroom on a teleconference hearing if necessary. You can see what his intentions are. And I'll recall both of these cases.
Would you like for me to attempt to try to get Mr. Hill back here?
Do you need Mr. Hill here, Mr. Hill? It looks like Julia Hill is not going to be here.
If Julia doesn't show up, then I guess we don't need Philip here.
All right, I'll recall these later in the docket. Would you like the court's file? Do you have your file?
I don't.
Thank you.
What if she does show up?
Thanks, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Sierra Massey, case number CRB 24467.
This is Mr. Holt's case set for pretrial, Sierra Massey.
Your Honor, there's a cross defendant, Donzie Goodson.
Okay, Goodson for Mr. Steiner.
And Your Honor, Mr. Goodson has some difficulty hearing. He has asked if his daughter can come up here just to sort of help him understand what's going on. So if that's allowable, Your Honor, I'd like to ask that she be allowed to step up with him.
Okay, that's fine.
State of Ohio versus Donzie Goodson, case number CRB 24468.
actually moved it closer to her house.
My understanding is it's in the process of being moved, and they had some difficulty getting it moved, but they're in the process.
Oh, this is the property line dispute cases, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Since we were here last, some progress has been made in moving the house trailer. It is not off the property yet, but it's on its way. They've shown me some pictures that it's hooked up to a truck and being moved. It's not off the property yet. They believe given a few more days to a week or so, they could get it off the property. The issue with the other trailer that's next to Mr. Goodson's home, I really don't feel like we can do anything on that here. I think that if she wants to insist that that's her property, they insist it's their property, that part needs to be handled through civil court by somebody filing to quiet title. But the property, the trailer that is clearly on her property, we have no objection to getting moved. We're just in the process of doing that, Your Honor. So I think at this point, what I'd like to do and discuss with the state is maybe just put this on a 90-day continuance. And if at the end of the 90 days, everything's copacetic, there's no further problems, go with dismissals. And again, if there's an issue with who owns this strip of land that the other trailer's on, that needs to be dealt with in a court that has jurisdiction over the ownership of the property.
Mr. Holt, what's your...
My client doesn't agree that the house trailer is hooked up to a vehicle. She says it's been moved, but it's been moved closer to her home.
I've not seen it.
I've seen pictures of it hooked up to a trailer. I guess that doesn't answer the question to whether it's hooked up to a vehicle. I guess it doesn't answer the question whether it's hooked up now or not. I don't, it's not now. I misunderstood that, so I misstated that. I misstated that, Your Honor, I apologize. I thought it was still hooked to the vehicle that was pulling it. I guess it was hooked up, moved, and then unhooked. It hasn't been moved completely off the property. I don't know where on the property it is. If it's closer to her home, perhaps it is. I don't know what the path to get it off the property is. If that path takes it closer to the house, then it's going to be closer to the house for a period of time. My understanding is it's now half and half.
The property line is the root of the problem, but that's not really what the charges are.
No, it's not, and so, again, I feel like the issue about who owns what property needs to be dealt with in another court. But the charge against Mr. Goodson is criminal trespass, and it does involve, he owns a house trailer that's sitting on their property, and they want that off, he's gonna have to get that off of there. I understand that. And that part, there's no question about where it is. It was definitely on her property, we don't dispute that. The third trailer that didn't come up until the last pretrial is sitting on a piece of land that's apparently under dispute. But that issue, I think, is gonna need, it's right up against his house, it's gonna have to be dealt with through another court. I don't think that's gonna be something we can deal with here. I'm sorry? No, the third one that you brought up last time we were here is against his house. No, it's on the other side of a fence.
This is the building that's beside.
Which are we talking about? Are we talking about the camper or are we talking about the house trailer?
The camper is still on my property.
Well, that's the piece of property that's disputed. I thought that's what the
camper's sitting in the front yard.
Yes, and she says she owns that piece of property. I understand that, but she said last time we were here, that she owned that property, and I'm suggesting that that issue be dealt with by a different court in a suits quiet title, and we leave that aside. But my understanding is that the other trailer, when we started, there were two trailers in question. One was just a little pull behind, that's been moved. The other is I thought it was a house trailer. Maybe it's a camper, I don't know, it's a large trailer. But that's being moved, but isn't moved off the property yet. That's my understanding of the status. And then there's a third trailer, which I wasn't aware of until last time we were here, that is sitting directly next to Mr. Goodson's house, inside a fence.
It's her house. It's next to her house.
No, it's next to his house, and there's a fence between it and her house. I think these are all extraneous to the issue at hand, though, which is whether she shot a gun at Mr. Goodson and whether he was on her property. I think we're getting into the weeds on things that are unrelated to the case.
Well, I think there was an attempt to try to get at the root of the problem, and everybody would be happy if that was solved. But in my experience with property line disputes, they're not easily solved without a survey. And there's gonna have to be a survey. You can't agree on a surveyor and, I mean,
We're fine. The main thing was to get the trailer off that mobile home. If we gotta deal with the other stuff in another court with the camper, we're fine with that. But the mobile home is unquestionably on our property.
And as we said, they're moving it. It hasn't been moved yet. We recognize it hasn't gotten completely off the property. It has moved on the property. And they say, given a few more days, they can get it off the property.
well, I guess the question is the state and the other defendant, which would be Ms. Massey, agreeable to giving more time to get that accomplished, or should we just set everything for a trial?
We feel like it's been sufficient time, but we don't have a choice, Your Honor, so I guess we'd be okay with sufficient additional time.
Okay.
That's fine with us.
I'll leave it to the court's discretion how long we need to come
Tell
back.
me when they're gonna, is this something that has to be professionally moved, or they can move it themselves? What are we waiting on?
All right, they're saying it's going to take at least 60 days, which I don't know if that's going to be something that can be acceptable or
It's
not.
not acceptable. They've already had 60 days.
My
Does it
dad's
have
had
to be
cancer.
professionally moved? I mean, they have to hire somebody?
I'm not sure it's being professionally moved. Are you getting it professionally moved or what?
No, I'm trying to.
Okay. He's just had cancer surgery, so he's not really in any shape to physically do this. His daughter is physically taking care of the issue, and she's, I guess, limited by logistics and ergonomics.
Well, my solution is just set everything for trial, and I'll make a decision on those issues, and this whole idea about the property is really a tangential issue to the allegations in the criminal complaints. November 8th?
I'm available that day, Your Honor.
He has a doctor's appointment.
He has a doctor's appointment on the 8th, Your Honor. I'm available on the 15th, if that would work.
There's already a trial set.
Okay.
The 18th?
I'm available on the 18th.
That works, Your Honor.
Okay, set these for noon on November the 18th for trial.
If you could, we might be able to figure something, to work something out. November 18th.
So they still gives you a month to get it moved, and maybe that will resolve things. If not, we can have a trial on the criminal charges.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kimberly Miller, case number CRB 2587 A and B.
Your Honor, on this case, Ms. Miller was reported to do 30 community service prior, and she has done the 30 hours.
She has done. Okay.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor.
And she paid the, she paid $200.
I don't know if Mark is. Said he'd be back.
Okay, was there an agreed sentencing on this?
It was to be dismissed, Your Honor.
Mr. Gill?
She's been paid court costs and injuries.
Yes, this was one that we had agreed to dismiss it if she did everything, including the community service. And was there anything else that was on?
All right, case is dismissed.
State of Ohio versus Jacob R. Nichols, case number TRC 241236.
Mr. Holt's case.
Your Honor, if you recall, this was the matter where we requested an independent chemical test. We have paid for the test. We've secured the laboratory, the lab that was suggested by the Ohio State Highway Patrol lab. It's in Pennsylvania. Everything, we've filled out the information form. The only thing that needs to happen is coordinating the delivery from the OSHP lab to the lab in Pennsylvania. That's the only thing that's remaining. And Mr. Hill has stayed in contact with him and updated him on that. So, I don't know.
Anything that needs to happen here to
just to kick it
some more
out.
time?
Yes, everything's been done on our end. We just have to get them to actually send it and receive it, and they have to go through a certain protocol. and we've been in contact with them multiple times this week.
Any idea what the time frame is after that happens?
I think we'll get notification probably within a day or two, so that's maybe a month. Would the 18th work?
Yes. Okay, case is continued to November 18th for another pretrial. 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Kyle Maynard, case number CRB 24478. Mr. Stratton's case.
Yes, and I'm going down to it right now.
This is not recorded, is it?
Okay, this is a case that was before the court October 7th, I believe was the date this happened. There was a guilty plea, a delayed sentencing, and there was after a urine screen, which Mr. Maynard was positive for amphetamine, fentanyl, methamphetamine, ecstasy. And initially there was a discussion of an order for him to go to RRS, and then that was modified to go to the counseling center or through Foundations for detox. And it's my understanding he left Foundations without their permission, against staff advice, and without course permission, and went to OVP, presented himself there. Is that a fair history? Anyone dispute that?
No, Your Honor, but I don't believe that letter is his letter, by the way, so.
Okay, that's it. Well, that's his name on it. There's one from OVP. Next person.
Oh, is that?
Is that, this one, maybe this is for a different person, I'm sorry.
Oh, that one didn't have his name on it. Sorry.
You want to see it, this one then, or maybe you got?
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, it is a different letter. All right. So, Your Honor, it does say that he's going to graduate OVP on the 13th.
Well, let's back up. Why did he leave detox without permission of the court or of the facility?
I left to go to OVP after the counseling center.
Who told you you could do that?
Nobody.
What's the plan if he were to stay at OVP? He, in my opinion, he needs more than a 30-day program.
My plan at if I stayed at OVP after the 30 days would be to get the Sublocade shot and then do IOP through OVP so that I can go back to work if that's possible. But I plan on, when I stayed at OVP, my plan was to get the shot before I left, continue the Sublocade route, and do intense outpatient through OVP.
Okay.
I already have a job lined up, have stable housing.
Well, that was not.
I know.
Was not approved by the court.
And if you want me to go to a further treatment facility after OVP, then that's what I'll do.
I think I want you to go to jail. You're commanded in the hands of the sheriff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Julia Hill on a recall, case number CRB 24522. State of Ohio versus Phillip Hill, a recall, case number CRB 24-218.
All right, Mr. Ashworth is appearing by teleconference, and Mr. Holt is here representing Phillip Hill. He's not here. He was here earlier this morning. Julie Hill is not here. I don't think she's ever been here today. And Mr. Ashworth is the prosecutor on the Julia Hill matter. So this was a cross-filing. Charges were filed against both, and it was his husband and wife.
Correct.
So we're trying to figure out what to do. Ms. Hill, my understanding, there's a divorce pending, and she's not appeared at some of those hearings?
No, Your Honor, my client's been awarded custody and approximately a month ago, and Ms. Hill's not attempted to contact the child or seen the child since. We had to file an emergency motion because the child was not being enrolled in school. It's kindergarten age, and hadn't had shots or anything. It was not a good situation.
All right, I don't know if Mr. Ashworth, you probably weren't aware of those circumstances. What's your position on going forward with the case against Ms. Hill?
I believe that the victims in this case are, by the way, I apologize for having time and for the enforcement.
No, that's fine.
I believe the victims want to proceed with this at their request.
Okay, I'll issue a warrant for this.
We issued a warrant, not to interrupt you, Your Honor, but we issued a warrant last time.
I think what happened, it was discussed and then it was discovered that Mr. Hill's case was set for today, so I rescheduled this one for today, and then she still hasn't appeared. She didn't appear at the last hearing, so it's not a surprise she's not here today either. So I'm going to go ahead and issue a warrant for her, and her case will remain pending. So then that brings us to how's the state want to handle Phillip Hill's case.
Okay, so Phillip Hill, I have a hard time saying that name, was here today, but Mr. Holt thought it was okay for him to leave. I understand that, even though the court said otherwise.
I apologize for that, Your Honor.
And the purpose from our perspective for having both cases brought before the court today was in hopes that both parties agreed that there were more important things to deal with than these two charges. But she's chosen not to participate in that. So we're going to go ahead and ask to dismiss the case against Phillip Hill upon the payment of court costs.
No objection.
All right, it'll be dismissed on payment of court costs, and when can that happen?
Did I tell you? Well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
When can he pay the court?
I've got him in my.
Oh, you're going to pay it today? All right, Mr. Hill's case will be dismissed today. Been represented, the cost will be paid. The warrant is issued for Julia Hill, and her case will remain pending. Thank you, Mr. Ashworth.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Meade, case number CRA 24-629.
Did you pick up? Was he picked up? Do you know?
Christopher Meade
Yes,
was going
He is
to
not in our jail.
Cabell County.
I think he's been, yes, I think
So
he's
this
over
will be
there.
dismissed. He's already been picked up and transported to Cabell County, West Virginia.
Thank you, Judge. Good.
State of Ohio versus Kiara Wilson, case number CRB 24-556.
Judge, this is a Walmart theft case. Going back and forth with the state, my client's indicated that she does wish to enter a plea of guilty on this. We have a joint recommendation. Spoken with her about your standard of taking a drug test on a guilty plea. She has indicated that she would test positively for marijuana, but nothing else.
Okay, well, let's test that theory. So go do it, screen, come back, and I'll send you after I get the results.
Give out hang left.
State of Ohio versus Greg S. Henry, case number CRA 24658.
This is Mr. Morford's case. It's set for a preliminary hearing today.
Do you have the phone numbers? Yes, sir. I'm going to advise you to waive your preliminary hearing because he's going to take it to the grand jury. If he takes it down there, you're going to lose your bond. And that rest you, and you're going to pay some of your bond this way. When it gets to court, you'll have the bond. You have to get you sitting in jail until you get it right. Your Honor, we're going to waive preliminary hearing.
Okay. Mr. Henry, that means you're giving up the right for me to look at the evidence and see if the state has enough reason to take it to the grand jury. You're saying, I don't need that hearing, I'll agree they can go to the grand jury. The advantage to you is you get to keep your bond in place. So you need to discuss that with Mr. Morford. He can tell you more about what you need to do to keep this bond so you don't have to post another one when it gets to the common police court.
You just sign right there, Mr. Henry. Not touch.
Yes. All right, I'll accept Mr. Henry's waiver. Case is bound over to the grand jury on waiver. Bond remains attached.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Billups to the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24496, A and B.
This is Mr. Morford's case. It's here on a warrant for violation for bond conditions, late leaving treatment.
Judge, I've talked to Ms. Phillips. She would like to go to amended reads. She left because of an incident involving a patient that she felt was inappropriate conduct twice.
Okay, did she make a report of that?
No, Your Honor, I found out about this alleged incident yesterday through Mr. Major. So I did a little looking, trying to see what I could come up with. Obviously, that's something we would take very seriously. There was never anything said. I contacted compliance, no complaint was ever made.
Mr. Warford, she wants to speak. Do you wish to allow her to speak?
I don't know that it would help you any right now, Ms. Phillips, to say anything.
What, does the state take any position on this?
Well, I guess,
It's a felony, so the state could take it to the grand jury.
yes. And previously, we had stated as much, that we needed to have full compliance in order to not take it to the grand jury. This is the kind of case that we would want her to be successful in treatment, and we encourage that. But at the same time, we're not going to just forget what happened. This was an affront to this church, and it was pretty serious what happened. And so, the longer that we hold a case open like this to give a person the benefit, justice delayed is justice denied, I guess, is the kind of the way I feel about this sometimes, when the person's not taking advantage of the opportunities that they're afforded when there are charges pending like this. I believe that there needs to be more over her head at this time. And if we amended these charges to attempted, both of them misdemeanors, and if she would agree to plead guilty to that and take a year suspension, jail time, 2 6-month sentences consecutive, and then let her go back to treatment, and then if she makes a misstep, then we ask to impose a lengthy jail sentence on her. That would be our suggestion.
That way, discuss that with her, please. And see, Mr. Peters is here. Is Mended Reed's willing to take her? Has that already been discussed, or no?
It has not.
We'd be more than happy to screen her to see if she's eligible for our program.
Why don't we do that at the same time? Because they may not be willing to even take her, so let's do that and talk with her. We'll recall this. Someone from Mended Reed is going to do an assessment of you, Ms. Phillips.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Are you able to help me? I would like to follow up with her, if that's at all possible.
On the allegation?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll allow you to talk to her. It's
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll come on back here. Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio recalls Kiara Wilson, case number CRB 24556.
Okay, she was correct. All right, anything you wish to tell me, Ms. Wilson, before I send you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And state is agreeable to pretty much what the court standard is on these types of cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
No aggravation?
There's nothing unusual or outstanding about it.
In mitigation, Your Honor, Ms. Wilson did take ownership of this action as soon as it happened. Never was one to complicate the process, try to hide the ball. She's been a pleasure to work with and always respect for myself and the court.
Okay, thank you. Let me look at the All right, I'll impose a $100 fine, court costs, 10 days in jail suspended, 5 days community service, order to stay out of Walmart, 2 years of level 5 probation. We have a review hearing with this court on April the 18th of next year, 25, at 9 a.m. So the way this works is that's how I ensure that people do what they're ordered to. You come back to court, and I'm going to review your file then. If you actually finished everything, you confirm that to your probation officer, you don't even have to come to that hearing, because the purpose is to make sure you do what you're supposed to. You do it, you don't have to be here. You got stuff still left to do, you gotta come in, you don't show up, you got things left to do, you get a warrant. So that is a way you can go to jail. I'm suspending your jail time, but if you blow this off and don't take care of it, you can still go to jail.
Yes, sir.
Just do what you're supposed to, and you'll never go to jail. You're going to meet with this gentleman over here to your left, Mr. Major, just came in the courtroom, who's your probation officer. Meet with him in his office, which is to the left as you leave the courtroom. After you've done that, you're free to go. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Kendra Stone King, case number CRB 24460.
And this is set for a pretrial today. Ms. Stone King, do you have a lawyer today?
No.
Are you going to hire a lawyer?
I mean, we were kind of going to discuss today, I guess, on what.
See what was going to happen?
Yeah.
All right, so this is must be a minor who was the alleged victim.
It's Ms. Stone King's daughter.
Okay.
And so, really, I understand that the last I found out about it, that she's at home.
Yeah, and she had court on October 6th, and they dismissed hers.
She was to do some counseling, and I guess some family counseling.
Yeah, I have letters from both of us. We go every week.
You're still going?
Yes.
Kendra, we pay out of pocket for that.
Yeah, and for the family counseling, we pay out of pocket for because they don't take our insurance.
Yeah. And your husband's here too?
Yeah.
And he's the father also?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I?
Talk to me.
No, I can get another one, that's fine.
Okay. Are things doing better?
Mr. Gibbons, turn this. Okay, thank you. Increasing better. I see.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll pay out of pocket.
Yes. Okay. So this is Mr. Stone King, and I guess he's kind of been in the middle of it, even though he wasn't charged with anything.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like a mediator between them.
And he says things are doing much better, and they've been doing even more counseling than was required of them in the juvenile court, and paying out of pocket for it. So they've felt that the investment was necessary, and hopefully they're in a better position now than they were before. Since the daughter's been at home and there haven't been any further problems, and that they've presented some letters saying that they've been doing counseling, we would not be opposed to a dismissal at this time upon the payment of court costs.
And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue counseling and everything.
It's
I
not gonna
believe it's
stop after
beneficial.
this.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be monitoring it. You won't have to file anything with the court. Your case will be dismissed. Can you pay the court costs?
Yeah.
Okay, can you do it today?
How much is that?
$125.
Yeah, we'll pay.
Okay, see the clerk, pay your court costs, case will be dismissed.
Do they take a card?
No, you'll have to go
Did
to an ATM. There's
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
So a year total.
6 months.
So find out what.
Yeah.
Yeah, find out how much jail.
State of Ohio versus John O. Turman, case number CRB 24659.
this is set for a pre-trial. Are you represented by counsel, Mr. Turner?
I was not able to get one, would like one appointed to me.
Okay. Let's hear from the stage what they would offer you, what they're wanting to see happen.
We would be willing to amend this to M4 domestic violence. If Mr. Turman were to plead guilty to that, then we would recommend 30 days in jail suspended and a no contact order.
Is that something you're interested in, or?
No, I'm not
Okay. Are you gonna hire a lawyer? How do you want to proceed there?
I lost my job. I can't afford one.
You don't have any income now?
No.
What were you doing before?
Amazon.
I'm sorry?
Amazon at $15.75.
I'll appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. We said November 15th.
I believe we set something for that date. Let me make certain. I am available November 15th. Let me get your paperwork and talk to you out of the courtroom, so we're not on the record when we talk.
All right, November the 15th, so it'll be the next hearing at 10 o'clock. Mr. Steyer is appointed.
I'll get your file. I'll talk to you in a second.
State of Ohio versus Derek Blankenship, case number CRA 24505, CRB 24506, CRB 24507. Mr. Scott's case.
This is set for preliminary hearing and pre-trial.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Use the back to make it here.
Judge, can we recall this in just a few minutes?
Yes. Case will be recalled later tonight.
Mr. Scott, I'm ready to call another case.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Barbara Greathouse, case number CRA 24561.
Preliminary hearing. She's at Bethesda.
I didn't recognize you.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm like, who's this woman getting up? Yeah, I know who you were.
Report is good.
Report's good, Your Honor. I was making the joke to my client that I didn't recognize her from last time we were here. I was confused who this woman was following me.
Yeah. Well, that's a compliment, I think.
It is. It is.
Want to continue to monitor them, but
That'd be our request, Your Honor. She's making really good progress, so we just asked to kick this one down, maybe another
still
4
have your
weeks.
GPS on?
Yes.
And? Do we have any?
Just keep it on.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
Come back in another month, and I'll look at it every time. I don't know if you heard the speech I gave to the previous gentleman that had an ankle monitor, and I think you're in that process, but I never know, because I've made the mistake of taking the ankle monitors off people too early, and they leave treatment then.
She's at about 40 days. It's a little early, maybe next time.
Okay,
Judge, I'm looking at November 22nd, if that works with the court.
that's fine. November 22nd will be the next hearing. You're doing great. Keep working it.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus James D. DeMint, case number CRD 24635, CRA 2440, CRD 231859, A and B. James DeMint.
James DeMint.
We need Ryan too. Ryan Tarver from Councilman. Yeah, he might.
He was in there. I did see him.
He said, how are things going? Okay. You can pick up everything? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, they gave me my report. He's got it.
Oh, he's got it. Is this updated?
Yeah, that's what they gave me. No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Can this case be recalled?
Yes.
Here, I actually have this report. He does it. I don't know. if
Well,
you-
he's got some extra information.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We can
Recall
just
later.
have a seat when we call when he's available. Here, you can take this with you.
State of Ohio versus Agnes Sexton, case number CRA 24209, CRB 24210.
And the Sexton's at RRS.
Yes, Your Honor. She came to us after completing foundations. She's doing well.
Okay, that's good. How do you want to proceed, Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, I mean, she's doing well with the treatment. I don't know how much longer she'll be doing the treatment. I assume she just started a
Yes,
couple
she
weeks
just
ago.
started a couple weeks
So
ago.
probably need to come back again just to keep track of it.
$18th or 22nd of November.
Either one's fine, Your Honor. I'll be able to do those.
The 18th, November 18th.
Daughter's birthday.
And if I may, Your Honor, this is a situation in which this is an assault on a police officer case, and the officer agreed previously that he wanted to see her get treatment, but we also have said previously and would reiterate that we expect that even if we treat it as a misdemeanor, we're not just going to dismiss the case altogether. So I guess we'll keep the case pending, but I just wanted to remind everybody that that is out there.
Okay. But I'm also assuming the better she does in treatment, the better you can do on your recommendation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So it's in your interest all the way around to keep doing what you're doing and do well.
Okay, thank you.
See you in a month,
Okay,
What's the date on that, Your Honor?
November 18th.
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Justin M. Wells, case number CRA 24637. Justin M. Wells.
Mr. Smith's case, preliminary hearing, Justin Wells.
Justin Wells.
There's a restitution.
No, he only actually got away with one item. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, it's one item, I just had 2 items on there.
Which is one, I'm just trying to figure out if it's still,
No, it shouldn't be $900 generator, it should be misdemeanor, under 1,000.
are you gonna,
Should drop it to a misdemeanor.
Yeah, there's going to be restitution on that, but I'm also wondering if there are substance abuse issues addressed. Did you?
What is it?
you didn't get assessed for anything, treatment?
No, or that,
Just, well, I mean, because sometimes the cases have, I don't.
yeah, they're with like road use and stuff. Yeah, but it's my first bad thing that he's gonna watch.
I mean, they can order it, they can,
I like to go around it, see what we do with what they offer, and got offer.
well, he's gonna, they're trying to figure out what the restitution amount is, but they're gonna amend it to misdemeanors.
You want to talk to the judge?
Yeah, they can.
What's the blood of the circumstances, somebody you knew, or concerned? Oh, that's what I'm It's amazing. When's the last time we had a shot? Yeah, they just don't come through. He stole over the amount he's recovered it. Usually they get it all back. Do you need some time to discuss?
Yeah, sure, I'm gonna recall this, I have another one that has to be recalled anyway, so I can talk to my client.
And you call it right here in the document.
State of Ohio versus Derek Blankenship, case number CRA 24505, CRB 24506, CRB 24507.
Mr. Scott's case, hearing and pre-trial.
Yeah, I've discussed my client, he just preferred to take this to the grand jury and find it at the common pleas court.
So do you want to waive, or how's the state going to proceed?
If they want to waive, we don't oppose that.
We're fine waiving, Your Honor.
Okay, he's got a bond up.
He does.
Everything's going to the grand jury. Yes. misdemeanors are not.
I can get it back. Okay. Thanks, man. Thank you, Judge.
He needs to sign a waiver. All right, Mr. Blankenship, you have a bond up. To preserve it, you need to, unfortunately, you've got to do some things. Pay attention. If you get indicted, you want to present yourself to the common police court, otherwise they may issue another warrant for you and you have to post another bond. So Mr. Scott can explain it more to you, but that's the gist of it. You need to really pay attention to what's going on.
All right, thank you. Yes.
State of Ohio recalls John O. Turman, case number CRB 24659.
Your Honor, I've just been appointed to this matter, but Mr. Turman informs me, and I see that there's a TPO. Mr. Turman informed me that last week when he was here on his own, he brought up the issue of his belongings, which are still with the alleged victim, and that was brought up last week, and it was said to give it a week to let things cool down before we address the issue of his belongings. But I didn't know that was something that needed to be addressed when I was initially appointed, so I've asked to have the case recalled for that purpose. I don't know if any arrangements can be made. He has, his brothers are willing to go and pick up the belongings if that can be allowed so that he doesn't have to go over there. But obviously at this point that would still be a violation of the protective order. So I'm asking the state if they have any information regarding the possibility of getting someone, a third party, to pick up his belongings from the alleged victim.
We can certainly look into it, and we can make a phone call. I'm looking for the file right this second.
Okay, want to recall?
I'd ask to have this recall so they can make those inquiries.
See what they find out.
Just hang tight for a few minutes.
State of Ohio versus Josiah Martin, case number CRB 24602. Josiah Martin, Mr. Morgan, please.
Josiah Martin, supposed to be at Southern Hope Inpatient. My notes. I can text Mike and see if he's still there. Okay, let's wait and I'll get a response hopefully and I'll recall when I get it.
State of Ohio versus Amanda Hicks, case number TRD 12-1804, CRB 12-456, CRB 08-162. Amanda Hicks.
Amanda Hicks. That's disappointing.
Very.
Do you have contact information for her?
I can try calling you, Judge.
Okay, you want to do that before I issue a warrant, or
If you don't mind, recall.
be recalled?
State of Ohio recalls James D. DeWint, case number CRB 24635, CRA 24240, CRD 231859A and B.
All right, Mr. DeMint is at the counseling center. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had someone go from detox to intensive outpatient. That seems very strange to me.
Well, Your Honor, we only can go on the things that are presented by the client and the information. The things that she based her conclusion on were the fact that he has had extended periods of sobriety in the past. He does have meaningful employment, and he does have a stable living environment. Originally, the discussion was because they could not fit him in a 2-5 level of care based on the assessment. The conversation was to put him in step down and try to go that route, but he just, with all those factors, he didn't meet criteria for that.
Okay. What say the defendant?
How long are you going to begin?
However long they need me. I'm just,
Your Honor, I think this is probably, we need to see maybe a little track record. I don't know. I mean, maybe come back and see how he's doing.
Is he willing?
He's
absolutely, I'm willing.
He wants to do this.
He wants to stay sober. Yes, I think he wants to stay sober.
I think he maybe needs more than this, but I'm willing to let him try it. And also I want him to be subject to random drug screens from the court. So you're to contact Mr. Major, and when he calls you to come in for a screen, I want you in here within 3 hours to do the screen. And I'm not going to set it on a regular basis, so you don't know when you're going to get screened.
Absolutely.
So, and let's come back in a month and see where we are.
He'll also be in out.
They said I'd be tested 3 days a week also.
Are they setting you up for outpatient with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all TCC.
All right, November the 18th, I think you're already here.
Yes, Your Honor.
November the 18th is the next hearings for Mr. DeMint.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Come back with a good report.
If I may, Your Honor, we have a possession charge, but we also have this bad check charge. And we need to get that one resolved. We're willing to hold on to the possession charge and even end up dismissing that charge if he's successful in treatment. But the bad check charge, we need to resolve. So if he were to enter a guilty plea to that charge,
absolutely not,
we would be agreeable to holding off on sentencing and realize, well, I guess he's working, so we'd want the restitution paid in a timely manner. If he's willing to do that today, otherwise we need to move forward. We can have a trial if he wants that. But the restitution would be $728.28 payable to Jeremy Harless.
Yeah, he's not going to plead to that. He's maintaining his innocence on that one, so.
Okay.
You want us to set it for trial then?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
There you go.
There was two.
We can, if you want to do it on the 18th, if that's available. I don't know if that's.
It is.
Okay, we'll just do set for trial for
Trial
18th.
on the 24/6/30, is that 3 or 5? 6/35, 24/6/35. And
On the 18th.
November 18th, and preliminary hearing on the 2429.
That day too, you got check. So they're both the same day? Yep. Okay. Good job. I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's okay.
State of Ohio versus Rachel M. Helmer, case number CRA 24518. Mr. Steyer's case. Rachel Helmer.
Preliminary hearing today. She was at hometown.
She was.
She was discharged from our facility in October.
For violation of rules or?
Yes, she was on a pass, and I usually take their medication with them. While they go on the pass, they have to sign it out, but when she came back, she was complained because she had some missing medication, and then something happened in between that, where she ended up being discharged, so. I can get an actual report if you need it.
Yeah, could you have a report of that, report, please?
Yes, do you want me to text it to you, or just send it to you?
A letter, please. How's the state want to proceed?
There's both a CRB case, which is a menacing, and then a separate CRA case, which is an F4 it states burglary, but it's actually trespass and habitation, felony of the 4th degree that are pending, appear to be different dates.
Yeah, I don't have the misdemeanor. Do you have the case number on the
The misdemeanor, actually, the misdemeanor may be completed.
320?
I think that may have been completed, Your Honor, I apologize.
Yeah, she's been sentenced on that.
So all that's pending at this point is the trespass and habitation.
State want a warrant from this court or send it on to the grand jury?
We'd like to have a warrant from this court, but we may still decide once it gets back here that we're still going to send it to the grand jury.
That would be a bench warrant. And, she had no, pretty sure she had no. She had no R bond, so it'd be a bench warrant from this court for failure to refuse.
State of Ohio versus Lester Holland, case number CRA 24636.
Mr. Holland is attending treatment at the counseling center, so we'll need to have him into the courtroom.
Yeah, need Mr. Tarbin.
Sorry,
Lester Holland.
Yes, Lester came into our Lawrence County location this week for his assessment. And his next appointment will be this coming Tuesday. Don't really have anything to report because we haven't really got into anything with him other than his assessment.
With that in mind, Your Honor, I think probably kind of if the state's interested in keeping this case here, which I'm hoping they are, it is an F3 possession, but the alleged amount is not much over the level that bumps it to an F3 from an F5. So I would ask that if we're going to keep the case here, a relatively brief continuance to give him time to get started and maybe have a more substantive report, and then make a determination on what sort of a time frame we're going to go forward with longer term.
We're okay with that, and one of the things I did was review Mr. Holland's criminal history to see if there was anything really that would cause me to feel compelled to send it to the grand jury. And right now, I don't really see anything, but it is an F3, so we want Mr. Holland to do very well in treatment, because we always have that option of taking it to the grand jury. And that can mean prison, so we'd rather have him in treatment.
So let me translate lawyer speak for you, Mr. Holland, because if you're not a lawyer, you probably don't understand anything he's saying. There's classification. Look at me.
Look up here, sir.
Wait, up here. There's classifications of felonies. It starts from the most serious down to the least serious. Yours is a middle grade, so a lot of times for a felony 3, they don't keep them in this court. They send them on to an indictment, consideration for an indictment of the grand jury, and then you go to the common police court. And those judges can send you to prison. So you're on that edge. You could go up to the other court. A lot of times they'll keep the lower level felonies here. You're above that level where they do that. So you should be nervous. You should be wanting to really prove to the court and to Mr. Heel that you're serious about this and that you're going to do well, get a good report. Now, I'm a little skeptical because you've had 2 weeks and you just got in last week for your first assessment. I don't know if it takes that long to get in for an assessment, but
Right now it does.
okay. I want to see a report when you come back for your next hearing that you're doing everything they ask you to do, how they ask you to do it, when they ask you to do it. Okay? Otherwise, your case could go send on to the other court for an indictment. November 4th?
November 4th works, Your Honor. I was about to suggest that date myself.
Okay, November 4th, your next hearing.
Oh, okay, you wrote that down for him. Perfect. Probably more likely to be able to read it.
Just keep doing this down there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Make sure you show up for your appointments, okay?
You're welcome.
That's all you gotta do.
State of Ohio versus Justin M. Wells, case number CRA 24637 on recall. Justin Wells.
Justin Wells, Mr. Smith's case, preliminary hearing. He doesn't like staying in the courtroom.
Your Honor, he was just. Anybody's got a court case, please come forward now.
Originally 2, and then he said it's just 1, so we'll be down to 1.
They're gonna move it to this meeting to.
Do boundary, 1 boundary.
Okay, all right, just change his mind, just. Okay.
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
I thought maybe we had it worked out, but I guess not. I believe that he's not going to plead to anything misdemeanor, so I guess it's going to grand jury, Your Honor. He's on an OR bond, but there's a chance that it could be changed when he gets there, so it depends on which judge.
Are you going to nominate to the grand jury? Do you want to waive to the grand jury?
It's okay to wait, to allow him to wait.
We'll waive, and hopefully they'll keep the same bond.
You got to show up, though. You got to.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Your Honor, I was just confused about, as I had two items on there. Okay.
Everything's being recorded. We're not going to talk about that.
Sorry,
just need to sign a waiver.
You're going to sign a waiver, which just means you're giving up the right for me to look at the evidence the state has, make sure they've got enough to take it to the grand jury. You're agreeing that they do, and the reason you're doing that is to keep, you've got a very favorable bond to keep that, because they can just dismiss it, say, okay, we're not gonna present any evidence, we're just gonna dismiss it, and they can take it directly to the grand jury without having a permission. So, I know this is all confusing, but the main thing you need to realize is, if they indict you, which it sounds like they're going to, and you don't show up for the first hearing, you're gonna get a warrant, you'll have to post a new bond.
Absolutely.
So it behooves you to figure out when you get indicted and to get into that court on your own without them dragging you by the scruff of the neck and dragging you in, and then they'll have to keep your overall bond.
Absolutely.
They'll want to.
Absolutely.
They don't want to put people in jail, but that happens the way I described if you don't show up on your own.
So can I, okay, so I was watching the papers for indictments, or will they know?
What I would do, then I have to, if it would, do you have access to a computer?
Yes, your mobile device?
Yeah, if you got a smartphone.
Yes.
You can, the clerk at the common police court has a website.
Yes, sir.
I would go there every day and check and see if my name popped up. And when it did, then I would like call the court. When do I need to show up? I'm gonna show up on my own.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want you all issuing a warrant for me.
Absolutely,
So
Your
let
Honor.
me know, I'll walk in on my own and turn myself in.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Because you may or may not get notified that they've indicted you.
Absolutely.
They usually will serve a summons, but if he's not there,
Or if you move,
or move, yeah, they can change it to a warrant.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Do you have an address on file for me if they do serve a summons?
Well, and that's a
I
good
can
thing.
provide the address.
Sometimes the address isn't good.
Yeah, I'm watching the website, but I was just.
Do you have an address?
164 Township Road, 1021 is what's on your complaint.
I need a different one.
All right, well, let's let the prosecutor know too, so that way they know where to send the summons if they have to, so.
You ready?
Yeah.
811 Maston, Mastin Avenue, Ironton, Ohio, 45638.
Okay.
So you can walk to the courthouse if you need to. right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Keep tabs on it and don't think, well, it's been a month, so they forgot about me.
No.
It could be 3 or 4 months before you get indicted, who knows?
Okay.
Or next week, I believe they meet
Or,
next
yeah,
week.
It could be any time.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Amanda Hicks. Case number TRD 12-1804, CRB 12-456, CRB 08162. Mr. Morphin's case, he said he did not have a contact number for her.
They just came and got from work for the staff did, so.
Okay, we'll pass it.
Not sure what the issue was.
State of Ohio recalls John Turman, case number CRB 24659. Mr. Steyer's case.
This is one where the state was going to contact the complaining party and see if something could be worked out on property issues.
And we were able to do that, Your Honor, and so this would be Ms. Atkins's father, Paul Atkins, who would be agreeable to the meeting at the Kroger's in Proctorville. And we didn't get a time, though, did we?
No, we want to make sure it was okay. Is it
Okay.
called
We would have to get a time. But he also indicated he wanted to have a deputy present, so he'll have to arrange.
Yeah, it's,
Well,
they had asked me that question as well, and I said it's unlikely.
so we'll let him know. I mean, he could try anyway. But we'll get a time.
Do you have a phone number then? Or
We do.
you want to give that to him or what?
We'll contact him. And so, I mean, I think that if we just went ahead and said, well, I don't want to say anything, it's not going to happen. I would suggest something like noon.
Tell you what, if you want to get the number, text it to me. You're going to text me. I'll get or not the number, the time. I'll text it on to him, but don't make it like, he'd meet in 15 minutes so we have time to coordinate all this.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow.
It'll be tomorrow.
So we can set it up for tomorrow? Okay, if you can try to give me the date today, or the time today, so we can make sure everything's set up, we should be able to coordinate that.
So we're going to keep the 15th day for the pretrial?
Is that what we said? I believe it is.
November 15th.
November 15th?
Yes.
Okay, perfect,
Well,
yeah,
I
that,
have one. I mean, if you want to.
no, that's fine, I just don't think, I didn't put it in my phone yet, so.
All right, November 15th.
So you have that written down?
And that's on John Turner.
Thank you.
Okay.
So be sure to give me that text so that I can let you know when I have time, okay?
State of Ohio recalls Amanda Hicks, case number TRD 12-1804, CRB 12-456, CRB 08-162.
Mr. Murphy's case.
Judge, I don't have contact info for,
Okay. Well, she's got 7 days to get in here. She's been really good about coming to all of her hearings and has been doing so well, so it's disappointing she's not here today. She's got 7 days to appear before a local issue.
thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Messiah Martin, case number CRB 24602. Messiah Martin.
Okay, I texted Michael Kwan, because Isaiah Martin's supposed to be at Southern Hope, inpatient. He never responded, so I'm going to go ahead and issue a warrant for failure to appear.
Mr. Kwan's in Mexico.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Kwan's in Mexico, so that could be why he didn't respond.
Okay. Well, there are 7 days before Mr. Martin will have a warrant. He didn't show up.
Judge,
Yes.
TCC apparently has contact info for Amanda Hicks.
He just
I'm
stepped
gonna
out
try
to reach out to
He's
her.
going to give it to you.
And if we're successful, I'll let Mr. James know.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll tell you who else, well, I didn't think of this before, but I can text Mr. Hetlinger. She was staying at Hawk. He's the owner of that. So I'll go ahead and text him and see.
And I'll see where TCC is.
Idea why she's not here today.
And I'll touch base with TCC, Judge. If that's okay to go.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Michael Say, case number TRC 241460, ABCD&E. Michael Say, S-A-D-E.
Sade Michael?
Oh, Michelle.
Sade Michael. Sade is the first name.
Sade.
Sade.
S-A-D-E. Mr. McCown's case.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're here for sentencing. She has attended and been assessed. I've not seen the report. They've not gone over
Our lease.
course of treatment, her course of treatment yet. My understanding is they're starting her off outpatient. It's going to be an outpatient treatment. I don't know if the court's wanting to just continue for her to
Okay, so what?
monitor.
She has health insurance, so
Release.
where's she going to get this done?
OVP in Huntington on 20th Street.
Okay. Well, that's a good place to do it.
So I've had my assessment. I've been keeping in touch with Bree, just if I need somebody to talk to. She's been great.
And Your Honor, basically, she's supposed to meet with him next week to go over the full course of treatment. So I don't know if the court's wanting to continue to make sure there's some compliance here before you end up with full sentencing.
So let's give it a month or so we can get a report back as to what she's doing.
Okay.
What's your schedule in mid-November?
Your Honor, I think I've set something for the 15th.
15th is good.
Okay.
May I approach your Honor?
Yes, okay, so we got a report today.
She just completed her assessment yesterday, so there's not much to report, but she is attending her appointments and she's scheduled for further appointments.
Okay, so it's going to be an MAT program.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see you on November the 15th. It'll be on the docket as a sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Shannon Ellis, Case number TRC 231630, A and B. And TRC 231530.
Mr. Holt's case.
Your Honor, did you receive a report?
I think it's in the file. I haven't reviewed it.
It's another positive report.
What's the state's position?
I haven't had a chance to read the latest, but if we could approach for a moment.
Yes. Says it's just, doing what she's supposed to do, basically. Sounds like it was a traumatic event, like she was getting the AUC Let's come back in December. Maybe we can include things. What's your schedule in December?
Are you thinking a certain time of the month, Your Honor? Or?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Pretty much wide open in December.
Would the 16th work, Your Honor?
Yes. All right, next hearing will be December 16th. It'll be on the docket of sentencing. We may include things in with a good report.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Derek Chapman, case number TRC 241275, and the
Mr. Stratton's case, set for sentencing.
Yeah, we should have, do you have an OVP letter in there?
I do.
Okay, great.
But it's old, dated August 16th. I don't know if there's one since then.
Yeah, see where she's at? Just 1 second, Your Honor. You doing okay there? Yep. Okay, we're.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
It just seems like there's a couple scheduling issues, but
Yeah, he's doing well in his treatment. He just has missed some appointments, like no call, no shows. They would just like for him to attend his appointments or just reschedule them if he can't make it.
yeah.
Other than that, he's doing fine.
Okay. Well, that's something you should be practicing for everything. I mean, years of people waiting on you, and you don't show up and don't even call and tell them you're not gonna show up, that's not acceptable. Whether it's for your treatment or anything in life where somebody, you've got an appointment or somebody's waiting on you, you need to communicate with them and be responsible. Can you do better on that?
Yeah.
Don't blow it off.
You'll have a better report next time, Your Honor, so if we just set it for another date.
Okay, let's go mid to late November.
Yes.
'18th or after,
18th is fine.
November 18th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Phillips at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24496, A and B.
Okay, is Mr. Warford still here? Oh, there he is. On Amanda Hicks, she tells Mr. Hetlinger that you told her that he got it rescheduled for Monday, so I'll tell her just to come in Monday.
Thank you, Judge.
No, we don't need to recall. Yeah, put her on the docket for Monday. Amber Phillips, 24496. She's being assessed by amended Breeds, Mr. Peters, and we're coming back to see if that was going to work out.
Your Honor, we are willing to accept her. We would not be able to get her until Monday, unfortunately, but yes, we are more than willing to accept her.
Mr. Moore.
That's where she wants to go, Judge. She says she's willing to complete treatment.
All right, so, and you're still willing to wait till Monday to go there?
I mean, I would have liked to live today. I didn't even want to leave for TCC, Your Honor. If that would have been handled in a better way, I would have, I took the precautions I needed to do to make sure I contacted everybody so that they knew I was kind of running. I would like to go to what we have today. I did not use not lunch whenever I was out. I didn't have to be fired, and I just would like to get my treatment started. I don't.
Okay, does anyone else have a female bed?
We do.
Your Honor, I had previously stated that because of the circumstances that we and made the offer that we would be agreeable to reduce these charges to misdemeanors if she were to plead guilty today, and we could either delay sentencing, or our recommendation would be 2 6-month sentences consecutive, hanging over her head, credit for whatever time she's been in jail, give her a little bit of extra push at this point. And that way it eliminates the possibility of going to prison. So I don't know whether that was accepted or not. But
You're being offered an opportunity to get this behind you with no felony record. But you will have to complete treatment. No running.
And you'll have a misdemeanor. They're asking you to plead to a misdemeanor theft offense, correct? No, it's attempted breaking and entering.
right, attempted breaking and entering and attempted vandalism.
Because I'd have to wear less treatment, like I said, if it would have been handled I was doing really well, and I accepted charges. Thank you for your thanks, my phone. I said that. But
Well-
I have to go to a treatment today.
Hometown says they have a bed, they would have to do an assessment too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
What was your name, Your Honor?
So obviously that, she had an ankle monitor on before.
Can I please be considered this time about, because I just got chances, I had to see my son in 15 minutes. One of my discouragement was I was doing so well that I couldn't take past to meet my son. Just hungry. Myself, when I left Your Honor, I called Karen right away. I informed her I was on my way to her. She informed me that she was off at 4 o'clock and that was in 10 minutes. I informed her. I said I will be at my boyfriend's house for the night, but I will be at Mr. Atwood's court when the doors are open, and I kept my word. I even talked to Mr. Freeman, and I told her the whole time, I said, I'm not going. I didn't desire, consider all the help. At least I'm not leaving. I want this. This is the first time in my life I actually want to be sober.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Hometown do an assessment of you, and we'll come back and decide which way we're gonna go. So they'll call the walk in.
Just have to. You have his number.
State of Ohio versus Brandon Spencer, case number CRB 24535, CRC 12570. Mr. Holt's case. Told me, our second trial, he told me that we had something to recommend.
All right, I need
Mr. Holt. No, I'm not sure where he went. He's the one that told me.
Morford.
No, Holt.
Here you go. Oh, I'm sorry, Holt. I'm sorry. Holt.
I apologize.
It's on the docket as a trial, but it's my understanding it's resolved.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the alleged victim in this matter, Donald McKnight, I spoke with him about this situation, and he made it known from the very beginning of this situation when the law enforcement was called that he was interested in seeing Mr. Spencer get treatment. We also had the situation that there was a parole holder on Mr. Spencer. Our goal was to try to encourage Mr. Spencer to go in and get treatment because his family says that's what he needs. But when push came to shove, they weren't that interested in actually coming to court and making that happen. So we're left with just the, I think, conclusion that there's nothing more to do than to dismiss the charge at this time.
Okay, so that's on 24-535. State's gonna nolly that due to non-cooperation of the complaining party.
We have
That's the old case of 12-570.
That's correct, Your Honor.
On that one, we would nolly that without prejudice. We may have to refile it, but I doubt we would.
There's no objection, Your Honor. And then, Your Honor, the remaining matter would be the OVI.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, 12-570.
Oh, I thought it was about the criminal damage.
There's another charge too.
That's unresolved. I think it's a 13 case. Either 12 or 13.
I don't have it. 24-535, let's pull it up. I don't have the file on the 13 case, I don't think. But I guess 12,570.
13,488.
Criminal damaging.
Correct.
Says here was knowledge without prejudice previously.
Okay. That's, yeah, that was what we just want to follow up on that, Your Honor. And then
So it's already knowledge.
then the remaining, the 12 case, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Spencer just had fines and costs, and maybe some community service. He'd done some of it, but not all of it.
He paid his fines and costs.
Okay, is it just community service then?
It's community service.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Spencer is on parole. The original reason for the holder was this charge that was just dismissed, the 24 case. However, where he had the issues in rehab, the APA is requiring him as a term of his parole to complete minute reads, so.
So he's agreeable to that.
Yes, so that's why, Your Honor, I'd ask that we consider that 12
I think
case.
I told him, or I think I made a deal with him. If he would complete it, I'll complete his community service.
Yes. So we ask that we do the time served. He's done a significant amount of time in jail for this.
Okay. What I'm going to, and you're just starting, any projection on how long he'll be at minute reads or?
Your Honor, I believe he came in at a 2.1 level of care. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah.
So from that point to total completion of the inpatient program, I believe we're looking at 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
And then,
So why don't we set it 6 weeks out? If he does, got a good report, then I'll close out this old 12 case.
Would that be a review hearing, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Review hearing. Still there, dismissal. Review hearing. It's at 9 o'clock.
So let's see, that would be, well, 6 weeks is actually Thanksgiving, so let's do it the Monday before, so that's November 25th. At 9 o'clock for review, and I'll make a note, dismiss if successful at minute reads. Okay, good luck, sir.
Sir.
State of Ohio versus Cody A. Kelly, case number CRA 14498, CRB 18292, TRD 18628A and B, CRB 16661.
Okay, this was sentencing, it looks like. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You got a bond up, I think, is that right?
Yes, sir. I do have some money to pay on the bond today, too.
Okay, how much are you paying?
I'm gonna pay 100. I didn't get to pay last month.
All right. See the clerk make your payment. Fridays are better for you, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
I'll set it then for November the 18th for sentencing hearing. That is a Monday. November the 18th is your next hearing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Gavin Montgomery, case number TRC 23937.
Your Honor, this matter is here for sentencing. Mr. Montgomery needs to complete the OVI school. He had hoped to get that done in September. I've spoken to the folks at Lawrence County Recovery. I always say the wrong one for those two, I apologize. At Lawrence County Recovery, who are running the local DIP school. They did not end up having a class in September. They had told him the date for October was going to be after this hearing, and then it turns out, I guess it got moved because the date they provided him was not this weekend, which is when they're actually doing it. I've got a text from them saying the next time they're doing one is in January. I'd like to...
Which agency is this?
This is
Lawrence County.
Lawrence County Recovery.
Oh, okay.
They don't have another DIP school until January.
Wow. Well, he can go, he doesn't have to go, has he already paid for that one, or?
May I address the court?
No, he hasn't paid for that one, so there are, of course, other
He
options.
can go other places and probably cheaper.
I would expect so. The prices, I was thinking, I think the prices, again, there's at least that one in, I think it's in Chillicothe that's cheaper, but I really don't know what else there is in the area. I think there are some in Scioto County, but I think they're even more expensive than ours. So I just, at this point, we're going to ask for another continuance. I can tell you, Hometown Recovery told me, or Lawrence County Recovery, I apologize, I keep saying that. They are January 23rd to 26th of 2025. This case has been just about that long.
This case has been since July of '23.
No, longer than that then, Your Honor. I would beg your indulgence and ask if we could come back at the beginning of February.
For a year. I mean, first pretrial on sentencing was October 30th of '23. January 5th, evidence on motion, 12 p.m. Sentencing April 12, June, August, October. Was there a plea on this? What was this? It says sentencing, so was there a plea?
It was a reduced charge. He pled to the reduced charge with a requirement that he complete the DIP school.
Well, this is going to be the last chance, so he's got to do whatever it takes, and I'm just going to say the deal's off, and go to trial on the original charge. Because this is ridiculous.
May I
And
address
we're coming up on a year and a half. So, you got to get this done, or I'm going to set it for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's got to be, I don't know how many of these programs there are, but there's a lot of them. If you look, you don't have to go 1 year, you don't have to go one side again. You can go to any approved program by the state of Ohio. So if you got to go to Columbus or Cincinnati or Toledo, go there and get it done if you want the deal that was negotiated for you. Okay, I'll set it for December the 16th.
Then you have to go somewhere else.
Your Honor, if I may, there is a state website that they can look up any DIP school in the state of Ohio.
Your Honor, can I have that date again, please?
December 16th. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Elizabeth Hoffman Howard, case number TRC 22-164 A and B, TRC 19-3458 A and B.
All right, Ms. Howard had missed a review hearing on the 15th, is that right?
Yes,
Do you have an explanation?
I do. I have started school at Collins Career and had to be at a doctor's appointment, which I have that. And then the reason I was late today is because my daughter was sick as well. Here's that. How much, I should be done with community service, I'm not sure.
She's going to have one more day of community service after this is ended.
I asked him today, I said, can I go today? And then my daughter got sick again. She's been sick for 3 days.
Now, I told her she couldn't do community service one day she has court.
Do what?
Can't do community service when you have court because you're sitting around court waiting. That's not part of community service. Okay, we'll keep working with you to get this done.
So if I finish my community service, I'm done, right?
Well, is that going to pay off her funds?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I believe she's just working toward fines right now.
All right. So you got one more day.
One more day, unless you want to just cancel it.
I'm not.
Okay.
November
No, that.
25th.
25th.
Get it done, and you don't even have to come in.
I don't? Oh my God, thank you,
can
Judge
come in if you
Capper.
want, but you don't have to.
Thank you, Judge Capper, for everything that you have done. I think that you are a excellent, fair judge, and I'm so lucky, I'm so blessed to have you. Because if I had another judge,
You've
I
made a
don't.
big change since I first started seeing you, I'll give you that. You've improved things quite a bit, and I
Yes.
congratulate you on that. You got to
Thank
do
you.
that.
Thank you so
I
much.
just gave you the opportunity to do it.
If I could hug you, I would, but. Then I'd go to jail. All right, thank
Good luck.
you.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Phillips at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CR 24496, A and B.
This is Mr. Morford's case.
He was outside, Your Honor, talking to a client.
Okay. Okay, just keep Ms. Phillips there. We're looking for a lawyer. We'll do another hearing here.
State of Ohio versus Kyle Maynard here at the court, case number CRB 24478.
Your Honor, I believe that from now on, the executive clerk wants to do there. I would recommend that the CP has really sit. And look into.
I'm thinking he needs to go to the counseling center like I originally ordered him to. Mr. Tarvin, you willing to take him?
Absolutely. Back to foundation.
I don't know that he needs to go to foundations now. That was for detox.
Yeah.
So I think he's detox. He needs to go, and that's a great program. And we discussed this. You and your wife, significant other, whatever, and baby can all go to the counseling center for a long-term program.
Yes.
And that, I think, is the key here for you. You have to commit to doing this for you and your child and your family and the community, and not just to get out of jail. This has to be, from now on, this day forward, #1 priority for you to stay clean. And you can do it. I know you can do it. But no shortcuts. And I'm not trying to break up your family. In the long run, I'm trying to keep them together, because they've got a new, fairly new program where your whole family can be together. They can provide you an apartment. You and your wife can get treated. They'll help you get a job down the road, and you can stay there long term until you get under your feet, and then fly out. Because one of the things we know is, a short-term treatment, then you go back out in the community, the chances of you relapsing are very, very high. So, this is going to be this is my plan, and it's not a new plan, this was the plan from the beginning. You get long-term treatment, that's what I want to see you be successful. I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm not trying to do something bad for you, but I've been sitting here for a number of years watching people go through, and I've seen some people just like you. They've got a couple that's like your twins down there now. They're doing really well. And they didn't want to go either. They fought it more than you did. I mean, they physically fought the bail bondsman. They had to fight with them to get them into the jail. So I know you're thinking I'm doing something bad to you. I'm not. This is what you need. It may not be what you want at the moment, but I'm hopeful in the long term you're going to look back on this day and say, this was the beginning of me getting clean and staying clean. So, going to remand you back to the counseling center, and I want to see you back pretty soon to make sure you're doing well, what you're supposed to be doing. And as I understand it, is it your wife, girlfriend, what is it? Wife, okay, you are married. She's at OVP. And start talking about getting her down there with you. I don't know if that happens immediately for the prior couple. They weren't immediately put into that where they're in the same apartment, but eventually that happened and they're there now and doing great. So that's what I want to see happen for you too. Now, I have both of them in court. I don't have your wife in court. She doesn't have a case with me, but she can still go there. She'll have to do it on her own free will. Okay. Other thing, that's her choice. But I think this is, for you, the best plan. Okay, he's remanded to the counseling center as the original order was, and come back on the 21st. That's when his original hearing date was. We'll just keep that. I think you're already set for that date, Mr. Stratton. Oh, yeah, well, let's just keep it for that. So we'll make sure he hadn't left and he's doing what he's supposed to on Monday, October 21st. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your
If
Honor.
he is doing well, he can appear by telephone, so you don't even have to bring him. If you want to bring him, that's fine, you don't have to.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Billups at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24496A and B.
Your Honor, we do have an ankle monitor available for her.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware that she turned herself in too after leaving the next morning. She showed up here and turned herself in to me.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware of that. That information. All right, I'm going to release Ms. Billups to hometown recovery with an ankle monitor. Can we get a place today?
Yes, I talked to Dustin Owens at the Common Police Court, and she was going to contact the court liaison to make arrangements. So yes.
Okay. So with GPS to hometown. Now, is she willing to, does she want to take the deal for the misdemeanors, or does she want to continue on with the felony?
She wants to deal with the misdemeanors, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Ms. Phillips? Okay, so you're entering a guilty plea to attempted breaking and entering and attempted vandalism. So I forgot, what's the attempt statute number? They got that off the top of their heads.
I want to say 290302, but don't hold me to that.
Yes.
2901. No, that's wrong. Twenty-nine, 2302.
292302. M1. Now, on both cases, A and B, they'll both do the same section. All right, Ms. Billups, anything you want to tell me before I send you? Okay. Good luck, and I hope things go well and you do well and get good reports. So I'm going to go ahead and send you to 6 months in jail, 180 days. I'm going to suspend all of it on the conditions you complete treatment at hometown recovery. So I wish and hope that you never see the inside of the jail again the rest of your life. This will be the start of you getting clean and staying out of the criminal justice system. But I got this hanging over your head. You mess up, I can put you in jail for 6 months, and I don't want to do that. Actually, a year, because I'm going to make them both consecutive. So you got 2 charges of 6-month jail sentences suspended with the understanding you're going to go to treatment and complete it and do well.
You're gonna give her a fine, Your Honor?
Will I need to sign a bond, because I think I have a bond resolution.
No, you don't need a bond now. I'm just sentencing you to go to treatment, so you don't have to have a bond. But I'm going to set a review hearing for you, so you're still going to have to see me. I'm going to see you on a review hearing, so what's happening, you'll come back for a review hearing, and then hometown will give me a report as to how you're doing. They're going to say she's doing what she's supposed to, when we tell her to do it, how we tell her to do it. That's what I want to hear, not that, oh, she messes up, she argues with the staff, she left. I mean, those are all things I hear. She snuck drugs in.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm saying those are the kind of things I do hear. I don't want to hear those things.
Oh, I thought you came with that.
No, you've got a clean slate. You're starting with a clean slate, and you'll come back and I'll get a report. And the report I want to hear is you're doing what you're supposed to, when you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to do it. That's all you got to do. Just do what you're supposed to do, get clean, and stay clean. And we're trying to help you do that. Okay, so I'm going to see you in 3 weeks. So that's going to be the 8th of November for a review hearing.
9 o'clock, Judge.
9 o'clock, yeah.
There's restitution due to the Chesapeake Methodist Church for $120.
I'll tell you what, if you finish your treatment, I'll pay your restitution for you, but I'll order it $120 to, which church is it?
Chesapeake Methodist Church.
Chesapeake United Methodist Church.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
I'll be going to hometown today, right?
You will. That's the plan.
You ought to thank Judge Capper for his consideration he's given you this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Capper.
You're welcome. You know how you can best thank me though? Is do really good. You get a great report and go on and have a great life.
Well, something, obviously, I'm not just with the thing, because I stay so frustrated and I have a doubt, and I actually want to be sober.
That is a good sign.
And, yeah, I don't feel at all like I did 3 months ago. I actually have to buy a Tuesday sober, and I'm looking forward to my Tuesday.
Okay, good. I'll see you in 3 weeks.
I do have one more question.
Yes.
Could I arrange with you guys somehow for Brandon to drop off a bag of my clothes and a pack of my cigarettes, Mr. Major, and my cell phone so I can take it to treatment with me? Because he just lives a half a mile from the door.
Yeah, he can bring it here.
Okay.
Just drop it off in the probation office.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
finish this up at the jail.
State of Ohio, Scott Taylor, case number TRC 24-1941.
Judge, Mr. Taylor appeared here this morning and asked if he could be added to the docket. He would like to be given limited driving privileges to health appointments, both his and his mother's.
Your Honor, can I request a drug screen on him just to check how he's doing?
Submit to that.
I'm on
Here's the thing.
medication.
This is at least a third offense, right? Third offense ODI?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before I can give him driving privileges, he must have.
I've got alcohol in my drink.
Be quiet.
Don't
I
say
didn't
a
ask
word.
you to talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm talking.
Don't say a word.
He must have the special plates installed on the vehicle. He must have ignition interlock installed on the vehicle. and it can't have driving privileges until after 180 days. He's got to wait 6 months before he can have driving privileges.
See, here's an emergency situation arose up today. Her legs have whelps on.
No, you can't have driving privileges.
Okay,
He's bound by the law, he cannot give it to you.
I just till Friday is all I wanted them to.
You can't go.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
But
His next hearing is October 25th.
on the 25th. Okay.
And if you want to get in the good graces of the court, you can voluntarily submit to a urine screen so we know.
I'm on different medications right now. I've got a file spit off sheet like this.
So I take that as a no, you're not going to volunteer for a urine screen.
I mean, you're not gonna know what's in me because they were putting me on all kinds of different stuff.
Put me to the test.
I've got 2 files of cabinets of
I'll take that as
medication.
a no. Okay, you're free to go. I denied your motion.
Sir, I'm not.
That's it. That's it.
I
Thank
just
you,
want to
Judge.
be able to speak for a minute and talk to everybody. My mother's got bed bugs from being in jail. She's got whelps on her legs from catching them from it's a rash and a nurse is waiting on her now. It's
Well,
bed bugs.
you want me to call the welfare department and report it to Adult Protective Services?
No, my sister's on top of that. Debbie, you probably
I
graduated
can
with
report
her.
it to Adult Protective Services. and
Debbie
have them come
Taylor.
out.
Debbie Taylor from Fairland up there.
I can
She's
report
my-
it to Adult Protective Services, sir. Do you want me to do that?
No, Missy's
Okay.
coming. Missy's coming. She's
You're free to go.
her nurse to get her to Dr. Tackett. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's all legal right here on my legal.
Thank you, Judge.